Hello and welcome. In this interview series, we'll be interviewing Melissa Conkling. She is a hypnosis coach. She can help in many different facets in your life. And it was a true honor and pleasure, and actually very informative and very eye-opening what hypnosis does. So I hope you enjoy this. Without further ado, here you go. Don't forget, empower your life's quest. All right, today I am here with Melissa. She is a transformational coach, and I want to let her explain what that means and what she does. So I'm going to pass the buck right off to her and let her jump right into it. Hi, Melissa. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks, Brent. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
I'm Melissa Conkling. I am a transformational coach and hypnotist. And what I really focus on is helping people to uncover their soul purpose so they can really work their light and create that lasting fulfillment and impact that they're really looking for without kind of endlessly searching for that bigger purpose, using a blend of coaching and hypnosis. So that's really what I am focusing on now. Kind of took me a while to get here, but it's been something that's been in the back of my mind since I started hypnosis back in 2019. So
wow. Okay. So I'm curious, before we dive more deeply into that, where did you come from? What did you do before this, and how did you get involved in this?
So my education is all in theater. So I have a bachelor's and a master's in theater history, dramaturgy, all kinds of stuff. My career had been primarily in real estate. So I was kind of branching out like business-wise. I had done some direct marketing stuff. And pretty much what happened, how I got into hypnosis, like it was always something that fascinated me, but I was convinced I couldn't be hypnotized. I had been to different stage hypnosis shows before, and I'm a pretty reserved person, so there's no way I would ever let myself do all of that crazy stuff. So I was just convinced I couldn't be hypnotized. So I was in direct marketing. I had just joined a new company, and out of nowhere saw in like the teen group post about a hypnotic marketing course, just about what images to use, what wording to use to really get attention from people. So people reach out to you and you don't have to send them messages and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, all right, I'll check that out. It was $37. It's like, can't lose much on that. Learn a little bit, see how it works. So as soon as I signed up, I ended up in this coach's group because that's where she was running it. And she was a hypnotist and also was someone who trains new hypnotists. And I was watching her other videos about hypnosis, and I was just like, this is fascinating. And I had just missed the cutoff to enroll for her intro to hypnosis course. So I was like, I'll maybe do that next time. So anyway, I do the hypnotic marketing course, and I was actually watching the first day. I was on a flight home because it had started while I was on vacation, and I fall asleep on planes very easily. So
Lucky.
I just assumed that I had fallen asleep during the video. And then I go back to watch it later when I get home, and I realized that I remembered every single word, like I had already watched it before, just wasn't watching it. So from what she had said about hypnosis, about how in that state, your mind is super absorbent to suggestions and that kind of stuff, I was like, wait a minute, was I hypnotized? So I messaged her. And she's like, yeah, from what you just described, you probably went into hypnosis. When we talk about it, and because I'm a hypnotist and you know that, you were probably just super susceptible to it. So at that point in time, I had already had that interest in hypnosis already. I was like, okay, I need to know everything about this. So I ended up doing her next intro course, immediately signed up to get certified after that. And that all started in about the summer of 2018, and I finished my certification in May of 2019. And that's what brought me to hypnosis. It was not something that I really saw on the horizon. Like I had been doing meditation and things like that. So that's why they're so similar in a sense, just how you use them and what you use them for is so different. So it wasn't like a huge stretch, but it wasn't something that I ever had considered until I saw that course. So it was kind of like perfect time.
Wow. So I'd like to ask you real quick, when we talk about hypnosis, you mentioned when you were on the plane that you kind of went out, but then you went home and you remember all the words. So that state in between, it's almost like being asleep, but being awake at the same time. Would you call that being
That
lucid?
is what hypnosis is. What
Yeah.
hypnosis is a state of lowered conscious mind activity. It's literally that state between asleep and awake. Like awake is beta, sleep is delta, hypnosis is an alpha and theta. So it's literally that state. Like theta is the better state to be in. You're much more susceptible and receptive at that point in time. But that between awake and asleep is what hypnosis is. So like that dreamy state where like you're falling asleep and you know you're not totally awake, but you know you're not asleep yet is hypnosis.
So it's kind of being lucid. Yeah. So that's cool. So when you're going into hypnosis, it's kind of like bypassing your consciousness and your ego and moving right into a place where real change can be taken, because your subconscious is really what controls you throughout your day.
Right.
It's your values, it's beliefs, it's your core of who you are. So you can actually alter that by doing hypnosis.
Yes, because like hypnosis, like the state itself is that spot between awake and asleep. What happens there is your conscious mind goes to the background, like the gatekeeper of your mind that says, no, you can't do that, goes away. Or, no, that's not true. Whatever it's saying goes to the background and you're accessing your subconscious mind directly. So when we're accessing that part of our mind directly, which is what forms our beliefs, it forms our habits, it forms our emotions. And those are a lot of the things that we want to change to really create transformation in our life, because it's that ego-based fear side of things that's holding us back. Yeah. So when we are accessing that part of our mind directly, we can rewire it to have beliefs that are more beneficial to us, have emotions, feelings, reactions that are more beneficial. So wow. I always think of it as like, because we try to do so much consciously. And I kind of think of it as if you wanted to clean the living room, you wouldn't go into the kitchen. So with hypnosis, we're going to that right place to do the work that we need to do, because we're going to the subconscious level to work on our subconscious wiring. So. Yeah, it's going straight to the source to code instead of going elsewhere. That's very cool. So I'm curious, did your theater background give you any kind of like insight into, you mentioned like going on stage and like people doing the hypnosis on stage, like did your theater background help you in any way with becoming a coach? Absolutely. I think especially within hypnosis, just the delivery of it, because I have acting training as well. Like what I did within hypnosis was more on the writing side of things, which it also comes in very helpful. But just the delivery of hypnosis, like I'm able to use my voice and the timing and all that kind of stuff in ways that are very beneficial. So it's kind of like script reading in a sense, and like improv is super, super important. So all of these different acting skills that I thought I was never, ever going to use come in super handy in hypnosis with the delivery, the improv, everything. And also what I focused on in theater was dramaturgy, which was helping new playwrights develop their plays. And one of the things that I did there was I was the outside perspective, because playwrights are so close to it that they can't see where things don't add up. And I was able to go in and like read the script, talk to the playwrights, talk to the director, talk to whoever, and see what they were missing. And I'm able to do that with clients and coaching as well. The same skill comes through very, very easily. So
now, so it's like, it's funny because you mentioned, the copy, helping with the playwrights and everything. And then when we talk about going to your subconscious, I can't imagine that you could just walk in there, and just be like, hey man, you're going to be strong and you're going to be this. And I can only imagine that communication and language, like the way you speak, the words that you speak, because, it's something that I teach too. Certain words, your brain can't understand, concepts.
Right.
and context. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. Context. So if you say the wrong word out of context, that could actually be more harmful than helpful.
Right.
So yeah, I like that's so cool that all these things line up perfectly. So how much is communication and language, and how much is
Oh,
the act of getting lucid?
um it depends on the person. Like some people go into hypnosis very quickly, some people it takes a little longer. It depends on the person. So that kind of also dictates how long the rest of the session is going to be, because sessions are only a certain amount of time long. But at the same time, like the language is super important, but a lot of it is getting that information, because while I could have 3 people that want to make the same change, if I had 3 people for a fear of flying, they could all have that fear for different reasons. So I'm not just going to do the same thing with all 3 of them. I need to know why it started, how you feel, how you want to feel getting on a plane. Because then I can kind of use their words and feed them back to them. Okay. But again, with the language, like the subconscious mind doesn't really understand the word no. So if I say, you're no longer afraid of flying, you're just going to hear afraid of flying.
Yeah.
So there's no danger. You're just going to hear danger. So it is really kind of rewording things to have a focus that is more positive. So that's what your subconscious mind is receiving.
Okay. So every single person is going to get their own custom script.
Yeah.
For their
like when I do one-on-one sessions, obviously, like if it's a group session, I keep things a lot more vague and also more options.
Okay.
So people can kind of pick and choose what their work, because like with the group programs I do, obviously I can't have a one-on-one session with every single person every single time for everything. So it does have to be more general, but it's also very easy to keep things open. So then people can like grab onto the word that they want, and they can use their imagination, which is part of our subconscious mind, to fill in the blanks for what works for them. So I could say the exact same thing to 10 people, and they're all going to have a different experience and have a different result.